Synthesizers. We all love them because of their warmth and their sound. Some of our greatest music in history was crafted with the use of them. From Michael Jackson's Thriller, to Graduation, to creating soundtracks for absolute cinema like Inception. Synthesizers are a gift to creativity. What isn't a gift is the price and inconvenience that comes with synths. This is where VSTs come in and allow us to create something just as authentic without breaking the bank. So today, I'm gonna give you guys some gems that's gonna help you make some Analog Lab presets. Now, I'm not gonna get too deep into sound design because that could take days, but I will show you guys some cool things that you could do within Analog Lab. Now, if you understand basic sound design, this is gonna be super easy to follow. But if you don't, I'll just give you a quick rundown just so you get the basics. An oscillator generates sound waves, and then it goes into a filter where you can shape the character, and then it goes into an ADSR where you can shape it some more. ADSR stands for attack, decay, sustain, and release. This is where you're gonna be able to shape your sound into a pad, lead, pluck, pretty much any type of shape you want. There's a lot of VSTs that aren't gonna show you visually what it looks like, but in FL, this is what it looks like. The attack, decay, sustain, and release. If you have a slow attack, decay, sustain, and release, this creates a pad. If you tighten up that attack and adjust the decay, sustain, and release like this will create a pluck. Remember, this is just a visual representation of this. A little word of advice: when you're trying to learn about synths, pick the simplest one. I promise you, if you try to start off with this, you're gonna look like that one tomato in that meme where he's like looking down like this. So don't complicate it, just start with something simple and then build up from there. Now, what I just explained is like the simplified version, but there's a ton of videos all over YouTube that go way more in depth. So if you want to learn about other things like LFO and pitch modulation, definitely pause this video, go watch it, and then come back so that way you get a bit more understanding. But you should be good with this to start off. Now to dive into making sounds. Two things that I recommend is reverse engineering and tweaking presets. Don't click off this video, just be open-minded, because I know if I'm not making everything from scratch, I'm not a real producer, but this is just the best way that I've learned how to design sounds. Now, doing both of these has allowed me to learn how to achieve the sound that I want. Couple that with basic sound design and you got a good foundation. For the past couple months, I've learned a lot about sound design because I've been making my very first analog bank. It's honestly a lot of trial and error. And I've learned a long time ago that if there's a sound that I want, it's better for me to reverse engineer it and see how it works than to just read along. That's just not how I learned personally. You might be different though. If you don't know, reverse engineering is basically taking apart something and just seeing how it works. So in this case, what I would do is I would pick a preset that I like, I would duplicate it, open both up at the same time, initialize it, and literally just go through and try to match all the knobs and just hear what it does one by one. I don't know about you guys, but I just like to get my hands dirty and just mess with stuff and just see what it sounds like for myself. Experience is like the best teacher. So let's take this sound. I'm just gonna reconstruct it the best way I can. Now, this is the original sound I created out of my bank. And this is the reverse engineered sound. Sounds pretty close to me. Now, it brings me to the next part, tweaking presets. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. There's already so many sounds that have been made. Actually, when people buy synthesizers, there's some synths that don't have presets. So it comes with a booklet that gives you basically like a formula of where to put this knob, where to tweak this, so that way you can just build from there. I'm not saying steal, but once you know how a synth works, you could turn a bass into a lead. For example, let's take this stock preset out of the Vintage Factory. It's also a sound in the Prophet 5 synth. It's pretty much tweakable. So now we turn this basic sound into this. Or if we tweak it some more, we could turn it into an Astroworld type of sound like this. So the next thing I want to show you guys is super easy and we all use them. I'm gonna show you guys how to make one shots. Simple enough, One shots is basically a waveform that is printed from drum sounds to sounds, effects, whatever you name it. They aren't too much on your computer and they're very easy to use. Now the sound is printed, which means it's not as flexible as a preset, but there are some unique uses for them, such as creating textures, accents, as well as risers. So let's take this Astro Roll sound we just made and let's just print it. If you want a little bit more control over it, go over here to this tab and adjust the ADSR. So like I said, if you turn the attack up and then adjust the sustain and release, you'll get a pad. But if you want to adjust it into a pluck, adjust this, adjust the hold, and then maybe adjust the sustain and release just a little bit. Now, one-shots are simple, and you might be asking yourself, what does this have to do with the Arturia bundle? Well, it actually involves the next thing that I'm going to show you guys, and that is multi-keys. If you don't know, multi-keys is a new style of preset that allows you to throw one-shots into a sampler, such as pigments, and then play them at random times like this. So this is a multi-key sound that I made with multiple one-shots. And I'm just pressing the same keys. Notice how they change and they use different waveforms? That's basically what multi-keys is. It basically gives it a different type of texture. So I'm going to walk you step by step on how to make multi-keys, assuming you have pigments and you have one-shots. So I'm going to use this sound, and this sound. Now all you're gonna want to do is just throw them in there, into these slots right here. Now once you have your sound, go to map, and this is where you can choose how you want the order to play in. So you could either play them at random, and they'll sound like this. You'll always get a different sound. Personally, I like to use Red Robin because it kind of alternates the sound. Those are just basic chords, but you'll get something different out of the multi-keys each and every time. I highly recommend you just experiment with different one-shots. It's really a trial and error type thing because they all sound different and you really can't duplicate the same sound. Hold on, this is a perfect example of why you won't get the same sound each and every time. This is one of my favorite ones that I've ever made. So much texture. And if I bring it down 12 notes, so that's going to conclude today's video. I hope I gave you guys some inspiration with these gems that I shared in this video. And man, everyone has a unique sound, and with the endless world of sound design, you can always bring something different and something new. It's not going to be something that you learn all in one day, but it is a journey and it is a fun one. Maybe next time I'll just buy a synth or get sent one, and then I'll just make some sounds from scratch and then make one-shots and then just give it to you guys for the free. If you guys want the Arturia bundle, check out Splice's Rent to Own. They have them available on there, and I highly recommend them because for a fraction of the price, you'll get access to all of these synths and you can just go crazy with them. Hope y'all appreciate this video because I've been sick this whole time. With that being said, my name is Isaac Duarte and I will catch you guys next time.